Alright, so I was in Starbucks the other day, right? And like always, I got my books in my hand. And I put my books on the table, and I went to order a drink. When I came back, this lady had my book in her hand, a white lady. And the reason I'm saying this white lady because the premise of this video is about the difference between white people and black people. And let me just say this, black people are not black, and white people are not white. Because black is not a color. Black is the essence of all, which all colors come from. And white is not a color. This shirt is white. White is the absence of color. But in America, America thrives off of racism and separatism. Like I said before, even when you go to the crosswalk across the street, the don't walk sign is a red hand. But the walk sign is white. But the funny thing is, it's a white man. So technically, that's like saying don't cross the street until the white man says so. America thrives off of racism and separatism. Remember, the founding fathers of this country were not the founding fathers, but the ones who originally came here. They were desperados, they were rejects, they were kicked out of their country and they came to America. They were pirates, crooks, and thieves, and later became rednecks. And the funny thing about rednecks and ebonics is, people always talk about ebonics and black people talking ebonics, but people need to realize that black people learned how to talk from uneducated dumbass rednecks. And that's how we learned how to talk, and that's why we speak ebonics today. But back to what I was saying, I put my books on the table, and I went to order a drink. When I came back, this white lady had my book in her hand, and she was reading it. And I said that was mine, no problem. You know, I was being real cordial about it because I do sit my books on the table so people can see it. But then I asked her, would you like to buy one? And she gave me this real little funky look and put my book down and said something sarcastic. I don't know what it was. But my point is, like, I know when I was younger and I would go into a department store, my mother always grilled me right before we walked in the store. She said, I'm going in here to get what I gotta get, and I'm getting out of here. Don't go in this store crying and touching shit, because if you touch something and break for it, I gotta pay for it. And if you break it, I'm gonna break you. I'm gonna whip your ass. She was saying things like that. You know, so like, that's why I don't like beating children. I don't agree with beating children. I think it takes away your go-getter mentality. It takes away your ability to think outside the box. And like I said, white people usually don't beat their children. They're not known for beating their children. But black people, we beat the shit out of our children. But back to what I'm saying is like, and another thing about beating is like Caribbean people are so adamant about beating their children. And like I said, Caribbean women, when they have those nanny jobs downtown, they don't beat those white children, but they'll go home and beat their own children, and those white children that they babysit will later grow up to be the bosses of the nanny's children. They'll later grow up own businesses, and the nanny children will have to work for the children that she raised. And they always got a feeling of entitlement. They look down on black people because they was like, oh, you nothing but a nanny. But back to what I was saying is like, that's why I don't agree with beating your children and popping them and all that other shit. And like black people, that is the golden rule in black culture, to beat the shit out of your children. To beat the shit out of them. Brooms, dustpans, mops, shoes, belts, switches. That's some slave shit. But anyway, the white lady picked up my book and she threw it down and said something slick. But the whole point is that she was touching it and it didn't belong to her. She don't know who it belonged to, but she gave me this real feeling like she was entitled to touch my book, and no matter what I said, it didn't matter. It could have been mine. It don't matter. You know, she just gave me this real nasty disposition. I let it go, you know, because I'm trying to be. I let it go, you know, because I'm all about selling my books, and I don't want nobody to give me a funky attitude. Because when I have a funky attitude, I can't sell my books. But the point I'm trying to make is like, white people always have a feeling of entitlement. And black people always got this feeling of subservient, servant, you know, like step and fetch it. You see white people coming, you gotta step off the sidewalk into the street and shit like that. You know, but like we call ourselves gangster. But black people are not gangster. If black people was gangster and thugs, slavery wouldn't have lasted 400 years. How the fuck you gonna let somebody put a chain around your neck, knowing is, you know, you wasn't born with a chain around your neck, and then you not do anything about it? Like I said in my other video, black people will be happy with a beer and a barbecue and some music and we straight. We're not gangster people by nature. We're peaceful people. And white people have a feeling of, they like to conquer, they like to take over. That's why I don't always agree with joining like Occupy Wall Street and all that other shit. All the reason white people want you to join Occupy Wall Street right now is because they hurting, just like black people have been hurting for years financially. You know, like, we don't know shit about a fucking recession. A recession, what's that? I was born in a recession. You know, I was born fucking poor. I was born getting dressed up, going to bed at night because it'd be so fucking cold and you gotta cut on the oven and shit like that to keep you warm. I was born with I had 2 pair of jeans in school and I would wear them every day and switch it up until as time went on I was able to buy my own clothes. I would wear sneakers till they had holes in them. You know, I guess that's why people in the hood like to wear sneakers every day and we don't like our sneakers to be dirty. You know, because we grew up with nothing, and when you get a little money in your pocket, you want to feel better about yourself, so you start buying things. But my whole point about this video is about how like white people have a feeling of entitlement. They don't beat the shit out of their kids like black people do, and we grew up with this subservient mentality, like we always gotta work, get a good job, get a good education, and just become a good slave all our life. That ain't me. I'm doing my own thing, and my name is Blue.